Hello, bonjour. This is a tutorial for how to make two maps in one on Inkarnate using the clip mask. So yesterday, on the 19th of October, I made this map that you see right now, called Chronosphere. The way it works is you see it is a city street, and you can see that it has been abandoned. It's now in a desert area with sand, destroyed building, um, a dead tree, and abandoned car. But the map gets more interesting if we go inside of it on the Incarnate tool, and if we move the Chronosphere, you can see that it's actually more than this. It's really two maps in one, and the Chronosphere that uses a clip mask is what allows us to see through layers. It allows us to see through the top map, which is the desert one, and see the clean one that's beneath. So today, the tutorial is to show you how to make a map like this. This map uses a lot of advanced assets on Inkarnate, but it is completely doable as long as you have a pro subscription to Inkarnate. So first, we're gonna see how to use a clip mask. So this is an entirely new map. Nothing has been done here. So the clip mask is very interesting. To find it, you need to go into the stamp tool here. You click, open the catalog, and here you have all the different styles, but you go beneath and you can see the clipping masks. This is what we want. There are two of them, the hard edge and the soft edge. Both are good. They are situational. We're going to use both just to demonstrate. We have this one. This is the hard edge. And then we have the soft edge here. So right here you understand what hard and soft means. The soft edge gives more of a gradual transition between textures. And the hard edge shows a big contrast, a hard limit, hard edge. Now, how to control these textures? These textures use the two texture layers that are in Inkarnate. There is the foreground and there is the background, top right. The way you choose how you want the layers to look is you go here. So you use the brush tool and you can select when you paint whether you want to paint on the background or the foreground. Right now, if we go into Fantasy Battle Map and we can take some grass, no, not this one. We're gonna use some water. And if I start painting, you can see that it replaces the dirt. But if I paint over the clip masks, it does not change them. Now, why doesn't it change them? It doesn't change them because I am painting on the background. And that's what the clip masks do. The clip masks show you the foreground no matter what. Now, of course, if you put something on top of a clip mask, such as a tent, if you put it on top of it, it will hide it. But that's the cool thing. Now, if we push up the layers, now the clip mask shows the foreground over the stamp. And we can change how the foreground looks by painting too, but this time we select the foreground. So now, if we use this sand, if I start painting over the water, it does not work because this is the background. But if I go over the clip mask, you see that it changes exactly that. And now it changes here too, right? And you can see that if I hide the background, it shows me the foreground. So yeah, I really like the soft edge clip mask because it allows us, for example, we just made some sort of island here. Some sort of like small sand mound in water. With the hard edge, it doesn't work quite as much, but it has its use. So this is how the clip mask work. And this is how we make the map. Because we can see, imagine there is sand beneath the water. It allows us to see through the water and see the sand directly. But imagine we can see there are rocks behind, I mean, not behind, under the water surface. They are part of the texture, but what if we wanted to see the rocks when we bring the clip mask over? We can do that by placing rocks ourselves. So we go into the catalog, we type rock, we select a rock that we like, for example, this one, and we can place a few. I'll place this one is smaller, I'll place this one too, here and here. So these are rocks that are now placed. If I bring the clip mask here, okay, so it's below because you see it's all layer 0. But if I bring it to layer 2, for example, now it is above. But sadly, we don't see the rocks. So the way we want it is we want to make the rocks visible through the clip mask only. The clip mask only shows the foreground. So we need these rocks to be on the foreground. But we can see if I click on the rocks, the layer, this layer is completely different from the foreground. So what we can do is we select all the rocks. So you can either select them by one here, or one faster way is you go into the list here, you click on the bottom one and then shift click the top one and it selects everything in between. And once everything is selected, right click, flatten, and you flatten to background or foreground. What we want here is the foreground. So we click here. The rocks just disappeared, but it's just that now they are on the foreground now. If we hide the background here, we can see the rocks. So what happens now if we bring the clip mask over? Oh, we see the rocks now. The rocks are finally visible, and this is very interesting because from up top we just see the water and we know there are things underneath. But now we see the rocks and the sand. They look just as dry. And this is what the magic of clip masks is. And this is exactly what I use in this map. Except in this case, the chronosphere is just a clip mask. You can see it here. I just decorated it. I just added a bunch of things. If I decide to hide everything but the clip mask, you can see it's just a clip mask. But because I added an orb, a clock, some lighting, it looks much more beautiful. You can see the orb here. So this is the first part of the video done. This is how the clip mask work and how to hide and / reveal things with the clip mask. And you can see here with the soft edge, it is gradual. If we use the hard edge, it works just the same. It's just the hard edge now. And the cool thing you might have noticed is the clip mask come in different shapes. There is circle, there is a square, there is one type of triangle or another one. So you can use, depending on your map, you can use whichever one you want. So this is how the clip mask work in essence. Now, I'm going to make an entire map, and so you can follow along, go through the process with me, and hopefully we'll be able to make a map like this one together. Another map that I made like this 2 years ago was this one. It uses the exact same principle, where there is the clip mask here, and you can see some ruins and some buildings here. So let's make a new map. So let's just get rid of everything. What we are going to do as a map is we are going to make maybe a village, maybe a city, but just one part. And we are going to make 2 variants. One where the city is intact and inhabited by people, and one version where the city is destroyed in ruins. And we're gonna have 2 maps in one like this. First of all, we're gonna make the map that is intact. So first of all, we need to change the texture. We could use this one, some cobblestone. So earlier, I painted doing this. If you want to paint the entire thing, you can just choose the rectangle shape, cover the entire map, and click apply, and it puts the texture everywhere. So this is good enough. And then we're gonna put some buildings. This is top-down view, so we can just type roof, and we can just select whatever roof we want to use. I'm gonna use these ones because I think they look cool. And we're gonna place this one like we're gonna place this one like this here in the corner. Where I'm gonna have this like tower right here. And then I'm gonna have a square one or a rectangle one that is going to be right here. And maybe this one is going to be diagonal compared to the others, like so. Okay, so we have our buildings, and what you can always do is you can make groups. So the quick way to do it is you select them, Control G to make a group, and you rename it buildings. I missed the S, but that's okay. And now let's just put some details. Maybe there are some trees inside the city. So we put a tree here and another one right there. I want the trees to be below the buildings, so we lower them. Trees. Then we will add some details, maybe a cart. There are multiple carts. This one I like. It has a nice shape. We'll make it a little bit smaller, and it's going to be right here. Now what could we add? I know stamp that I really like. They are the bunting flags. We're gonna put some in between these two buildings, some more in between the building and the tree, and some more right there. And again, we're gonna lower them so that this one goes under the tree. There we go. It is under the tree now. But now the cart is above it, so we lower the cart. The map is finished. We don't need... it's not quite finished. We can change the shadows, for example. You can see that the trees, the way they are made, it shows that the light is coming from top left. So we can do custom here, and we can just offset the layer so that it makes sense. Just like this. We're gonna do the same for the trees. So the shadows are gonna go this way. The cart also has a shadow that's going to go this way. And the flags are also gonna have it, obviously. There we go. And you can see that now with the shadows, it makes much more sense. So now, this is the first map. The first map is done. Okay, so we can group everything here and we can call it the past. And now we are going to let it like this, and we are going to build the new map on top of it. So we have a cart here, for example. I use this cart because I saw that there is a broken cart that exists here. It is the same one, except this one is broken. So we can just put it right on top of it. So when we hide this, we can see the broken cart in its place. For the trees, we can put dead trees. If I type dead, I should be presented with some dead trees. And we have multiple. This one looks quite detailed. I like him. I'm gonna use this one right here. And I'm gonna use another dead tree so that it's more unique. And this one is gonna go right here. Now we have the dead trees. Dead trees. And now we need to put some updated buildings. So we're gonna type ruin. And there are some really good composites. So you can build your own ruins using these. It works perfectly. But here we are looking for efficiency. So we're gonna use these ones. These are called composites, and they are done already. So we can just use them. So I'm gonna put this one like so. This one is a circle. That's perfect because we have a tower right here. And last but not least, we have a rectangular one. And we're gonna put it right there. Right rotation. Boom. Now we have ruins, dead trees, wheel cart, and for the flags, they're just no longer here now. So we don't need to bother with them. Now let's just hide this so we only see this. Let's make the layering and the shadows. So the wheel carts now should be above. Makes sense. I think this ruin is too small. So I will just increase it in size. Should be alright. Yeah. And now we are going into the ruins. Everything is selected. And again, we do the same thing. We move the shadows. Like this. The dead trees, the shadows move also. And the cart has the last bit of detail. But now, the ground is still the same. So we are going to hide it. And we are going to paint now on the foreground. So make sure you select the foreground and not the background. And we just select something else. Maybe we could use the cobblestone again anyway. We could do that. Why isn't it applying? Because I'm hiding the background? Oh, I know why. So, when I'm applying this, it does not show. Because the background is... Because we haven't used the mask tool. We could use the mask tool, but the way I'm gonna do it is... we're gonna use this, the square clip mask. And we are going to make the clip mask as big as we need it to be. Which is as big as the map. So we can see the foreground easily. So here we see the foreground. There is a square here. And we can get rid of it. Hopefully. I don't remember why. But let's put it beneath this. And the thing is, if now that there is the clip mask shows us the foreground. So if we paint on the foreground, like this, we see it. As soon as I hide the clip mask, we see the background. If I move it, you can see it changes. This is perfect. So now we can paint on the foreground. So again, we're gonna add cobblestone, but we're gonna add more to it. For example, we can use this grass, and instead of applying it everywhere, we are going to keep the softness at the maximum, the brush size at the maximum, and the opacity, let's bring it to 50. And we're just going to put a bit here, put a bit here. It's a bit random, it's okay. Like this, for example. this is one part. We can do more. We can bring in some big rocks like this. These ones, I want them to be more visible, so 75. And like so, around the ruins mostly. There we go. Maybe we can add more. What could we find? We can find some rough dirt with roots. Sure. Maybe not like this, but maybe we put it at 25. It's just a bit of details everywhere. And there is one that I really like. It's called ground cracked. And this one we're gonna bring everywhere, just for one last touch. Boom. Now it looks all destroyed. Maybe it's too visible. We are gonna make it 75 opacity. There it is. But now we can hide this. And we have these, which is the present. And now what we're going to do with the present is we're going to flatten it to the foreground, if you remember it. And we click. And now it's all disappeared. We can go back to the past, bring up the opacity, so now we see the city again. The beautiful city, obviously. But now comes the interesting part. If we bring a clip mask here, and I make it bigger, you can see that as I move it, oh wait, it's below. So you see the past is on layer -2, so we need to bring this one above. Let's put it above everything. And we see now that as we move it, oh, it reveals everything. You can see the building here is actually in ruins now. Well, I just saw that I made a mistake and the ruin is above the tree. But it's not a big deal here. But yeah, the flag disappears. This building is all in ruins. The cart, remember the cart? Look at this. It is broken now. And this building disappears and reveals some ruins. This tree is dead now. So now we have the two maps in one. And now we have the last details, and it is making the clip mask look cool. Because if you remember, on this map, it does look cool, right? This is the clip mask. It's not just a random circle, but we are going to make it look good. We go to the catalog, and what I use is an orb. I type orb, and it's in the wizard part of the catalog. And there we are, the orb. The orb is great because it has a nice texture. What we can do is first of all, we make it as big as we want. This is quite big. This allows us to show big parts of the map at once. So this is good. And we are going to make it a group, and we're gonna call it the Chronosphere again. Why not? Now, the problem is the clip mask is behind. We don't see through. So we are going to bring the orb below. And let's bring them down a few layers. Now, if we move the Chronosphere, look how much better it looks. It looks like we are moving this object, and it allows us to see through time. Now, the clip mask could be resized. We can make it bigger to truly bring it to the outmost layers of the orb. Just like this. And the orb, we can make it brighter and maybe a bit transparent. But these are details. You do what you want with it. But now, look how cool it looks. And now the map is finished. And if I want to publish it, I can just choose an area that's pretty cool, maybe this one. And boom, we have our map. And you can always go back to this map and just change things. And the map is completely, you can modify it now. Imagine that now you want to add more details. but but you can. For example, around the cart, what if we wanted to add some details here? Maybe in the past, when everything was happy, we could add some food in the cart. There's a bunch of food on Inkarnate. There's some cheese, for example. We can add some cheese. So we just take the chronosphere, we put it away, and let's just put some cheese inside the cart. Up, 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 up. And now we have cheese. Perfect. And the cool thing we can do now is we bring out the chronosphere, we put it above, and we can add the cheese. But maybe the cheese is no longer in the cart, maybe it is around the cart. So I can put it here, here, here. You can see it disappears, but that's okay. Gonna bring it here. Now we select it all. Right click, flatten to foreground. Boom. There we go. And now it is part of the map. So the cheese is in the cart, but when you bring it over, it is no longer in the cart. This is what's cool. You can always modify a map like this. You can always modify a map like this. I haven't saved for this entire thing. Let's do that. The tutorial is pretty much finished, but let's see one last cool idea that you can use. One last feature. As I showed you, the clip mask has a few different shapes. There is the square, the triangle, the circle. But what if you want a more intricate shape? Sure, you can combine multiple shapes together, but Inkarnate comes with the shape tool. The shape tool is great. First of all, you can make a very basic shape like a rectangle here. And it's really cool because you can choose a stroke, which is the outline. Like you can use this one, you can use this one, and you can use a texture. So you can see like some rocks, here you can see some sand, here you can see some ice. This is all good. But if we get rid of the stroke, and now instead of the texture, we could select the color, or we can select a clip mask. And look at this. It works exactly the same. But yes, it's just a rectangle. It's already in the clip mask tool. But what you can do with the shape tool, if you go here, you can edit nodes. And now, if you click on any line, it adds a node, and then this node can move. And now you can make much more complex shapes. So this is a very useful tool on its own, but for this purpose today, you can use it to make the perfect clip mask for your map. See here, I made the star. It's a rough star. It does not look quite as good, but it's a star and it works. And since it's the shape tool, we can go into the stroke and make some cool visual effects with it. I mean, maybe I don't. I've never done this. What could work? We could use some we could use some fire, for example, like this. We can make it blurry. And we can change the color. If you like the color blue, there we go, some blue, more blue. And we make it a bit transparent and maybe brighter. And there we go. And now we have a clip mask in the shape of a star. Oh no, because it's transparent, we don't see it properly. But yeah, we have a clip mask in the shape of a star. So we have this one, which is cool. Or we have this one, which is cool too. And that is the end of the tutorial. It's been 30 minutes, a little bit more than 30 minutes. I hope everything was clear. If after watching this tutorial, you make a map using this trick, I would love to see it. So if you can always send it to me on my Instagram. Or if you post it on Instagram, just tag me. And if you ever share it on the official Discord server for Inkarnate, I will see it mostly. So I would like to see the maps that are done using this trick. If you have any question, just ask in the comments. And I will respond. I will try to respond. But yeah, this is how to make 2 maps in one using the clip mask. This is one example of how you can do it. There are many things you can do, many cool things, like this map. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope it was all clear. I think it was. Have a good day. Thank you.